Hey everyone, Dan here. Welcome to Revealed in the Chair. What happens in the chair goes deeper than hair. Today's episode is on one of the number one reasons for bad hair days. Can you guess what it is? Stay tuned. So, how do you like your hair? You ever get those days where everything just seems to flow? You get a good night's sleep, you wake up, you spring out of bed, which doesn't happen too often. You work out, you shower, and then you do your hair, and it flows. Then you think to yourself, my hair looks like it came out of a magazine. It looks incredible. It has movement, shine, and shape. But the next day, it completely shifts. You almost say something like this: this morning, my hair refused to cooperate. It was a real strand off. Then I asked my hair, what's wrong? And it gave me a tangled answer. There you go, folks. Dad jokes of the day. But seriously, same routine, same products, same weather, but now the hair feels heavier, flatter, harder to control. And you might catch yourself thinking, what changed? Well, here's the deal: hair doesn't misbehave, hair responds. Let me repeat that. Hair doesn't misbehave, hair responds. And when it responds differently, it means something has changed. So today I'm going to show you what your hair is actually responding to and why it suddenly changes. Here's a fact: hair has two realities. There's an external, what you see, but then there's an internal, what it carries. Now, most of us focus on the outside. We do that by using styling products, techniques, and tools to get a desired result, right? But the real story is what's happening on the inside of the hair, the internal, what the hair carries. And what's happening on the inside determines what you see on the outside. Just remember inside out. When the inside shifts, the outside performs differently. Almost sounds like a country song. When the inside shifts, the outside performs differently. Now you might be asking, Dan, what's happening on the inside? It's simple. Hair is an absorbing fiber. It doesn't just hold shape, it absorbs its environment. It pulls in things like water, minerals, metals, and product residue. Kind of like this. If I take this cup of water and I take this powder and I put it in there, you see that is minerals in your water. Every time you wash your hair, every time you shower, every time you step outside, you style it, your hair is absorbing something. Think of your hair like this sponge. Now, it can absorb water very easily, but imagine if I fill this sponge with sand. Now, water can still enter the sponge, but it can't behave the same way. It can't stay there properly because the space is already taken. That's what's happening inside the hair fiber. Minerals, metals, residue begin to occupy the space inside the structure. And when that internal space gets crowded, the hair can no longer receive hydration properly. So the outside behavior becomes unpredictable. All right, let's talk about some of the symptoms that you might be experiencing. This is where things become practical because this is the stuff that we see behind the chair each and every day. Now, if you start noticing things like the hair feels heavier, flatter, it feels dry, but not really dry, it's harder to control, your style doesn't last, that's not damage, that's response. It's not dryness, it's internal crowding. So when your hair suddenly feels different, something changed. Not the haircut, not the technique, the internal environment change. And when the internal environment changes, the outside behavior becomes unpredictable. Here's one for you. Same product, same routine, same application, different result. Why? Because what you're working on has changed. So the solution isn't more product, you have to clear the buildup, reset the environment, restore proper hydration, and when that happens, everything changes. Moisture returns, elasticity improves, shine comes back, styles hold again, and suddenly your hair feels more predictable again. Like I said earlier, because what happens inside determines what you see outside. Now you might be thinking, Dan, what is my next step? First, you need to contact your stylist and set up a demineralizing or chelating treatment, a professional service that removes buildup from the inside of the hair and not just the surface. In our salon, we follow the inside out hair method, and this treatment is part of the appointment for every new client. This is a step we take after the consultation, and we recommend having it done periodically. And there you go, folks. One of the top reasons for bad hair days. Stay tuned in a following episode, and I'll share step 2 of IOHM, the inside out hair method. Thank you for watching.